I am utterly shocked. Let me get me back up on screen. There you go. I apologize, guys. I am here just prepping for tomorrow, and holy crap, what just came through. Y'all want to see it? Let's look at it. I'm not gonna wait. We're just gonna jump on in. Oh my gosh, this just hit Twitter. Y'all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. Let me click on it big. I was just eating my dinner and I'm hearing myself. Oh, I don't like it. Okay, does it sound good, everybody? Can you hear me? Are we good? Hi, Iceman. Yes, I know. Oh my god, y'all. So here's what it is. And I have my thoughts on this, okay? Following the mistrial in the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed, the Manassas State Police, Massachusetts, sorry, I used to live in Manassas. The Massachusetts State Police would like to offer our condolences again to the family of the Boston police officer John O'Keefe. We cannot imagine the way in which this result has heightened the O'Keefe family immeasurable grief, heartache, and the sense of loss. John lived a life of honorable service both to the city of Boston and to the children entrusted to his care after the unexpected death of his sister and brother in law. We will remember him. Upon learning today the result, the department took immediate action to relieve Trooper Michael Proctor of duty and formally transferring him out of Norfolk County District Attorney's Office State Police Division Detective Unit. This follows our previous decision to open an internal affairs investigation after information about serious misconduct emerged in the testimony at the trial. This investigation is ongoing. Our focus remains on delivering the highest level of police services with the professionalism and integrity. Colonel Mon. Oh, snap, y'all. I'll make myself smaller so y'all can see it. I apologize. Y'all. Okay, let's talk about it. I know I've got another live up and they learned it the same time I learned it. So, Proctor is out of there, y'all. But does this mean he's out of the trial? Absolutely not. Proctor can and most likely will be called to testify um, if there is a retrial. Let me see. Here's the thing. And I commented to one of my mods on our chat that hold on. Okay, so um the thing is, with Proctor being officially transferred on Sunday, July 7th, per the union agreement, he will then be subject to duty status hearing determining what's next. Okay. So this is a process that he's going to have to follow. Proctor is relieved as of duty as a technicality. Um, it's technically as a trooper, but not working as one. The disciplinary hearing is a first step in the process. So some people were like, well, why in the heck did they not do this sooner? I know. But listen, when you have somebody under investigation and they are slotted to testify in a murder trial. If you were to do this before the trial, it's an automatic appearance of him being guilty, and that would not be appropriate. And it's not the same thing, but I'm going to give this statement. When I was dealing with my ex-husband, the attorneys came to me and immediately told me at the very early onset, they said, look, it doesn't matter whether you believe he's innocent or guilty. It doesn't matter if you want to divorce him or not, but if you divorce him, file for divorce or do anything of the sort or show any sign of problems within the marriage, then what's going to happen is that you then now put or taint the trial. Please wait until the end of the trial and before the verdict and the punishment phase before you file for divorce. Well, that's kind of the way this is here. And also, he is innocent until proven guilty. So if after hearing what they heard on the witness stand, which is enough evidence that they needed to at least put him on a disciplinary position and then remove him from that position in that area until they finish their investigation. Some people wanted to know, well, why in the hell did you not just fire him? Well, you can't, because you have to prove what he did. You cannot just fire him and then go through everything. So this is a process. But he is relieved of duty. He's still technically a trooper, but he is not working as one. So he cannot present himself as a trooper or a functioning trooper. He will be moved. Let's see. Upon learning today's results, the department took immediate action. Hi, Miss Kevin. To relieve Trooper Michael Proctor of duty and formally transfer him out of Norfolk County District Attorney's Office State Police Detective Unit. He is out of there. So can this hurt or can this help the case? I believe it can only help the case. You want to chime in, Miss Kevin? You can type it in if you'd like. But I'm sorry to hop on so fast and so late. This is something that really just hit and everybody's going ape nuts over. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Why can I not? Okay. So the problem is now is how does this affect the trial? Can it affect the trial? What is your opinion? Mr. Iceman, nice. Thank you for joining me. People are upset about the timing. I think it helps the case for the prosecution. I think it will affect the ability for the prosecution, especially down. Because if it is found that he did unethical, and it says here, upon internal affairs investigation, after information about serious misconduct emerged in testimony and trial. See, that's why it just happened. Once again, this follows our previous decision to open internal affairs investigation after the information about serious misconduct emerged in testimony at the trial. So anything that Proctor had his fingers on, anything, car, anything this man touched is now poison. Well, because they didn't necessarily have it. Okay, when you have a trial, he was on, there's a witness on the trial. They may not have had enough evidence prior to the trial to do this. If you were to look at only the text and what he said and did, that alone is enough to cause this. That alone. However, there's a lot of questions as to his handling of the case as a whole that were brought up in this trial. And as I was listening to this trial, and I once again told you I've spoken to a couple people who are retired PD, active PD, about the way this case was handled from his end of it. Take the Canton PD out of it, just his end of it. And the way that the evidence came through in trial, that hung him. I was shocked, and this is why a lot of attorneys were saying, if Proctor testifies, he's going to jail himself. They were, but once it's one thing to have something, but once it's presented in a trial or a case, that holds a lot more weight. A lot more weight. Null and void, is that what you're saying? The problem is if he took the fifth, then that could have thrown this into a mistrial. Yeah, Miss Kevin. If he would have taken the fifth, it would have thrown it. Guys, I just made me some guacamole. See, I'm allergic to citrus. I can't do lemon, limes, grapes. Lemon, limes, oranges, or grapefruit. And so I have to make my own without any kind of citrus. And I was just sitting here eating my avocado and nearly had a very bad problem. Proctor will be officially transferred on Sunday, July 7th, per the union bargaining agreement. He will then be subject to a duty status hearing to determine what's next. Retained on full pay, restrictive duty, suspended with or without pay. That will happen later. This is not an immediate firing. Good girl. So he is not fired at this point. And some people say, well, why don't you just fire him? Well, they can't, because he deserves his due process as well. So they have to go through the investigation. They'll have to go through the evidence. They'll have to have witnesses. See, he may not only lose his pay, but he'll lose his pension. And let me tell you, they're going to go from living very comfortable to being very dirt poor. I'm reading some of the comments. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right, Ronnie. I'm sure. Oh, there it is. I missed it. I am too sure that he knew what was coming. But at the same time, he is in a damned if he does and damned if he doesn't position. And I can guarantee you his union rep was on this like white on rice, because they have union reps up there. Well, yes, but don't forget, the DA is the one that told Higgins and Proctor to destroy their phones. And the DA is under investigation. So, I know the DA said immediately that they would retry this case. It now would not surprise me if this case was dismissed with prejudice. I don't feel sorry for him in one bit. Made your bed, you lie in it. Who I feel sorry for is his wife, his children. Once again, they didn't commit this crime. They're working on it. Y'all, I was so proud of myself. Miss Kevin, do you want to get these comments while I talk? If you're able to? Okay. I was so proud of myself because I never put things in Word. Usually I put it on a piece of paper like this. And then when I get here, I struggle reading it. So I was typing up a Word document for tomorrow. I'm not going to go into anything for tomorrow. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and let you guys know what the hell was going on. Some of you may have missed what was happening. So I just wanted to come on and let you know. What are your thoughts? Um, ah, sorry, I just dropped my phone. I almost want to do some celebrating, but I'm not going to do that at the cost of hurting. I mean, that this is really not anything about. This is not something to celebrate. Hold on. Did you see the news about Proctor? Tune into my channel and listen. It's fabulous. So, no, Proctor is not an elected position, I don't think. Higgins will be, I mean, there's going to be a lot of shifting after all this is done. The DA, I don't know. We'd have to Google that to find out. Um, I'm trying to, if y'all want to, if anybody finds anything else about how people are reacting about this with Proctor, um, I will tell you, Turtleboy is one of the people that, I mean, he is very, very rough around the edges. He's like a saw blade, but I will have to say, his heart, he was really grieved with the outcome because he knew what some of the stuff that was happening. Mm-hmm. That's correct. He is. A lot of people are saying they're moving him from one place to another. How can they do this? Dot, 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 dot. Okay, guys, understand. He has the same right as everybody else to due process, and he has a right to his investigation. So they're going to remove him and put him in desk duty, probably in the middle of a file room. If they're smart, um, teach him how to put him in the evidence room and teach him how. No, don't. We don't want him anywhere near an evidence room, but just put him in the trash collection bin. Agency. I don't know, but they're going to put him somewhere. But he's not going to have any authority. He's not going to have any kind of access to any of the case records. He is being removed from his lead position. Yep. This is like the end. They're taking him down one at a time. It is. And, you know, the what breaks my heart, and I may remember to say this tomorrow, I may not. What breaks my heart is you have a family, whether you like the O'Keefes or not, it doesn't matter. They lost their son. They lost their son. And the people that had them believing all along that Karen Reed did this is now under investigation themselves. I still want to know what Higgins was doing when he left BA's and went to the station. I know. Don't feel bad for her. She had to go at a news crew today. Who are you talking about? I'm sorry. But the family has gone through hell. I've been there, okay? Um, I get it. I get it. But when you have an investigating agency whom you believe in, your son is a PD, your family, I'm sure they have other PD in their family, and when the agency in which your family and son have been a part of all along, and you're raised to believe the police, investigators, troopers, state, federal, whatever, and they're investigating your son's death, and when they say so and so did it, you're gonna okay, and you're going to blindly follow them. And now you have a mistrial, and then now you have Proctor being removed from his position. It makes them question their beliefs and their trust in the system, not necessarily taking Karen Reed out of this, it just puts a mistrust in the system. The feds are putting pressure on the locals. The fifth dimension, I agree, certainly. Local administrations under heavily scrutiny. They are, and they should be. Ironically, Proctor pulled a number cracker and shouted at the news crew to get off its lawn. Oh, well, they shouldn't have been on his yard. And that is fit to mission. That is very possible. By the way, please, if you're new here, give me a thumbs up. Hit the little bell and subscribe. I enjoy having you. Yes, not been respectful. Yes, the ADA, but the family's not been respectful in court. They need to take notes from Dan. This may be very true. I'm not going to disagree with that. But at the same time, I'm also not going to sit here and judge people. They're going through their process of grief, and anger is one of them. And that anger makes you do stupid things. It was not some of the stuff I do not agree with, but they right now are not the ones that are on trial. Proctor's wife doesn't want to relinquish her perceived status. They're gone. You know what? They very well may be. Know what happened at the Turtleboy's parents' house? Can anybody elaborate? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Miss Kevin. I was trying to slide up so I could see the comments. What happened? Someone tell me, fill me in. Is there anything we can watch on that? So, unfortunately, yes, tell. I mean, get it? Okay, this is about the Buckies. What am I missing? What am I missing? Mod chat. I'm pulling it up. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my gosh. Holy Moses. Okay, I don't know if I should show the picture of the turtle. Trigger warning, graphic image, educational purposes only. Live, I'm not going to show this, but I will read it. I will read it. This morning, someone left a large, lifeless turtle hanging from a railing from my parents' house. It had a hole through its brain. The police are investigating. In November, somebody sent flowers to my mother in my mother's name. I later discovered it was a fake victim who was threatened to go to multiple times. Okay. Today, she and another individual who has frequently contacted my parents are curiously late to their planned protest. Platformed on court TV shortly after the turtle was discovered, the McAlberts frequently used two to do their dirty work. Mom, I'm sorry I've been so busy, but I love you more than words can express. You are the strongest woman I know. Oh my gosh. And then there is a deceased turtle hanging in the yard. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jules. Do you want to hop on and share your take? You probably know more about this than I do. Um, Shoot. OMG. G. Jules, I'm going to put this up, copy paste it, hop on if you want, and then I'm going to remove it. OMG, this is horrid, y'all. I mean, it doesn't gross me out, but I don't think it's something that needs to be shown. This should not be done. This is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, come on, hop on. Okay, I'm accepting you in. Let me get rid of the comment now. Delete comment. Okay. Welcome, Miss Jules. Long time no see.
Yeah, really, it's been a minute, huh?
I laid down. I literally got off. I went into my main office. I have a real big chair and ottoman, and I sat down and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not going to stay awake." We have a bed in the other office, in case we get frozen across the river, because we can. And I laid down and I was gone for 2 hours. I never sleep.
I wish I could say that. I've been in Twitter sphere ever since we ended the stream at 3. I did hear from Josh Schiffer. He emailed me back and he apologized that he could not jump on today.
Oh, that's fine.
As such last minute notice. He said, but I
Mm.
love, he said, and I quote, I love jumping on people's, channels and talking. So let me know. So I did email him back and I told him you would be going live tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I'll be on, I'm sure, for quite a while. I am not going to show the picture of the deceased turtle. I'm not going to perpetuate what they did. Nope. But did you read the statement from Colonel Mon?
From who?
About Proctor. Did you read the statement?
You know how many statements I read? Twitter blew up. I mean, absolutely blew up, woman. But I got in touch with one of the reporters for clarification because I needed clarification. I wanted to know, was this a firing or not?
No.
And also,
no.
Yeah, I know. I got that. Or, okay, what does transferred out mean? I needed clarification for that. And then I found out, well, he was removed, not transferred to another department. He's at home. So then I messaged the guy and I said, with or without pay?
They don't know
pay.
yet.
No.
For the moment.
It's with pay. Now, there is going to be a hearing, but they don't know when, and it will be a closed door disciplinary hearing.
Of course it will be.
Yeah. So we won't know. Yeah. I mean, we're going to find out eventually. So, and I saw your poll question and will it affect the retrial? Yes and no. They'll still, even if he gets fired, they'll still be able to call him as a witness. Frankie, should they? I don't think they should. But if they don't, then the defense is going to have a field day because of the fact that he wasn't called. But if they do call him, all the same garbage is still going to come out. And then, they're going to have to bring out the fact that you've been relieved of your duties. Why? And then he's going to have to tell the truth and say why. And so to me, it hurts the Commonwealth's case all the way around. But they still have to call him. He was the lead detective.
Well, but they will have to call him. But the thing is, I don't think they should even retry this after this. Here's why. His hands was on 99.9% of all evidence at one point or another.
You're
so
right.
if He is under, and the words were, this follows our previous decision to open internal affairs investigation after information about serious misconduct emerged in testimony at the trial.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? That statement is BS, and you know it, Ada. They knew exactly what was going to come out. They knew it. But they're making it sound like, oh, we didn't know this until now. They knew it. They were covering for his butt for 2.5 years. And now that it is been confirmed and it's public information, they didn't have a choice to take the steps that they took today. But they're trying to cover their butts by saying, well, we only found out.
I'm going to agree with you 90% of it. But here's the other 10%. They knew it. But until he gets on a stand, sworn testimony on a palm on hand and says, I said this, I texted this, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have. Once that's done, sealed, signed, delivered, they have a case that went from being 75% strong to 90% strong. So I believe they were actually smart and waiting. And I said this before. I believe Michael Proctor's lawyer should have kept him off that witness stand, because he knew if he got on that witness stand, it would seal his fate.
And he couldn't lie.
And he can't lie.
Yeah.
And he can't wiggle out of it. But if he's not on the witness stand, then he had a better chance of dealing with some of this stuff. It is a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It is.
However,
it is.
However, it's one of these things that I thought his attorney was a freaking fool, and I'd almost ask for disbarment because he allowed his client to go hang himself. Now, the client may have chosen and wanted to do it. We don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, in other cases,
welcome, NR.
In other cases that I've seen where a witness, whether it was law enforcement or, a civil witness, and they were in this predicament, their lawyer was standing.
Thank you, Susie.
Aw, that's so nice. Their lawyer was standing next to them while they were in the witness box and plead the fifth. You don't have to answer that question. That's what his lawyer should have been doing. Even though
if he pleads the fifth, that would totally mistrial this.
But okay, I'm not defending Proctor, but yeah, I am.
It's okay. Him, he's innocent until proven guilty.
He needs to look for his own best interest, and he should have taken his attorney's advice. And if he was that bold to say, I got this, no, I'm going to testify, everything that's happening to him now, he's got it coming. Because I cannot believe his attorney advised him to get on that stand.
Well, his attorney may have said, no matter what you do, but this may be the lesser of the two evils. And if you notice, when a certain question came up, the attorney did get to go up during the voir dire, and then he turned around and walked away. I was like, that attorney had a lost cause from get-go.
And ours, right. You're right. And I still think that Morrissey, I think he may.
Oh, hi, Miss Kevin. Okay.
Today.
Yeah. I'm at the point right now that I know they made a statement that this was going to be retried. I think depending on what happens between now and the 22nd, based on what officers get pulled into this disciplinary investigation.
Oh, they all are. Come on,
Oh,
girl.
I know, but
Girl.
they all should be. I think by the time the 22nd comes around, that all these officers, especially Higgins and Proctor, and what about Paul? If any of them get pulled in, I think that they don't have a case because you
Um,
don't have reliable witnesses, and what they touched is tainted. It's poisonous fruit.
as far as Trooper Paul goes, I don't think anything's going to happen to him because he wasn't qualified to be an expert. He wasn't qualified to even do the test and all of that stuff, the testing. He wasn't qualified. I don't think he's going to get pulled into this crap the way that Yuri guy and Lank and Proctor, like
No,
all of
but
them.
any and all evidence, any and all testimony is tainted because of the investigation, because they're all connected. The reports are connected, the whole case is connected. From the moment they arrived on scene, boom, all that taillight evidence thrown out.
Yeah. But as
I
far
mean, if
as
you throw all this out, there's no case.
but as far as Trooper Paul goes, I don't think the man did anything wrong. I think that he was in over his head
I
when it
agree.
came to the testing and all of that stuff. So I believe that he testified, and this part's sad, but he testified to the best of his ability. Mm, you know,
Well, I don't disagree with that at all, but he is probably going to be pulled in to testify against everybody else in this investigation that they are now doing, the internal affairs investigation. And
well, yeah, but I
I
don't
mean,
think anything's going to come of it when it comes to Trooper Paul. But the other ones, oh,
yeah, what I'm saying is Trooper Paul is going to testify against Proctor, against all of them. And because he's got to, because of the communications he had with them. But I think out of all of them, Trooper Paul was the one person I could believe the most. Definitely was way in over his head, did the best with what he knew, and was chewed up and spit out on the stand. And I feel bad for him.
yeah,
I
I
did.
agree. I agree.
But
But
he
I
did
think
what he was told to do. Correct, Susie?
yeah,
Hello, CG and Tex. Hello, Ronnie. Hi, NR. None of the CD witnesses will be able to testify. Second. And here's the other thing. And I did say this, and I was before you came on, I was saying I was so proud. I went in and started typing all my thoughts for tomorrow's live.
uh-huh.
And one of the things I made a comment is basically when you have when witnesses retestify, they will make small errors. And when we look at all the statements between their initial statement, possible multiple statements to the police, two grand juries, some of them this trial, and now another trial, you will have a situation where the statement starts to compound themselves in errors. So, does that mean more impeachments? Yes. And that is going to make it more difficult to win the case because the more you try it, the more they have to testify, the less confident some of their testimony is going to be because it changes just enough to create
Absolutely.
reasonable
And
doubt.
I could promise you that
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Kevin.
I could promise you without a doubt that Yannetti is going to cough up the 30 grand. Yes, I said 30 grand. He's going to cough up the 30 grand to get the transcripts of the
Oh,
trial.
heck yeah.
And they are going to be pouring over every one of their testimonies. So this way,
Golly.
when they
Yep.
get up there the next time, because they could use the testimony from this trial in the next one. Yeah, nobody
Okay.
forgot about Tully.
Okay, Florida Tim. I like this comment. Aiden, you need to stop having feeling.
Feelings.
Why? Oh, because I say I have a feeling a lot.
I don't
Why would Proctor retire to keep his benefits before getting fired? Would he lose his retirement benefits? Under these circumstances, I believe he would. If you retire while being investigated, no guarantee. I don't know if you get to keep all your benefits.
I can. I'm going to send a message. I don't know if he's on duty or not, but my
That's a good question.
an active duty officer in my family. I'm going to message him and find out.
That's true. He also has the Sandra Birchmore case and the Brian Walsh case. Oh my gosh. It's funny how Trooper Paul got a search warrant for TB's witness intimidation case, but not at the house of a dead police officer was found. A good point. I know, baby. You're a good girl. Go place. I know. Here, go place. My dog is telling me, Mommy, it's 2 hours past work time. The shop closes at 6:30. She automatically tells me, shop closed. So, this is a very big. I was wondering if this was going to hit. I wasn't too sure when it was going to hit, but I this crossed my mind earlier today, when the investigation was going to start exploding on this end. Now, the other thick question a lot of people are asking, and I was going to talk about that a little more tomorrow, and I will again. But sorry, will the FBI part of this investigation come in if it goes to trial again? Will they be able to keep that part of the investigation out the second time?
Okay, tell me if this makes sense. This is to my cousin. I'm not going to say his name. I have
No,
a quick
please don't.
question. If an officer is under investigation and he retires before he's fired, can he still lose his pension if they find him? I can't even word this. If they find
No, you might want to back it up. And where it said, will he maintain his pension if he retires while under investigation?
okay.
The union can't. Oh, Mark G says the union can freeze the benefits. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. We don't have unions down in the South, so I don't know anything about the unions, but they can freeze it. But then if for example he retires and they freeze it down, if they retire it, if he retires and they freeze it, he would have to be adjudicated and found not guilty of all of this in the investigation in order to maintain it. But I guess this also depends on what they decide. They do have a cop union here. I didn't know that. I don't know anything about that.
all the law enforcement has, yeah, they have a union.
They all do?
of them,
Okay.
everywhere.
Well, the other question I have is that they are saying that he is still getting paid, but there will be a meeting to determine whether he will be on suspension with pay, without pay. That is a future meeting. So that is, boy, everybody's blowing up.
I'm getting in touch with my son as well. I don't know if he's on duty. Well, whoever
I love this
first.
Oh, I gotta share this.
At Jules, I think when they take their oath, it's explicitly stated that they can take it away if found guilty of a. Well, I'm about to thank you, Iceman. That's not my.
Thank you, Iceman.
Yeah, thank you, Iceman.
I gotta share this. Let me pull it up. I gotta share this. This is too funny.
Frankie.
Sorry, not sorry. It didn't take long for the memes.
My kid is either working or he's sleeping. Today's
It's okay,
Monday.
love. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my cousin hasn't answered me yet either. The police chief,
Oh,
a lot of people in the Uvalde case, boy, oh boy, I've seen a lot of people pushing back on what they've done to him. I'm sorry. I think that, he should have been, this should have happened a long time ago, but that's just me. What can I say?
well, yeah. Okay, I'm waiting for this commercial. For some reason, I have money in my account and they tried, and it says I don't have my premium. So I'm all like, please, I have my premium. I don't know what you're talking about, people. Okay, I want you to see this. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm going to play it and share it.
With him just a few moments ago to ask him his thoughts on the outcome. It's ended in a mistrial. We caught up.
I'm going
with
to
him
back it
just
up a little bit more.
Was at his home in Canton this afternoon when the
Ah, dag nabbit.
Shh, Frankie, shut up.
case ended in a mistrial. We caught up with him just
I don't know why this does this,
a
but
few
it
moments
does.
ago
We'll
to ask
screw
him
it down.
his thoughts on the outcome of the case. Trooper Proctor, Kathy Curran from NBC 10. We'd like to ask you some questions. Do you think your actions impacted the outcome of the trial?
Get off your lawn. Right?
I'm not on your lawn. I'm on the street. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I fully support my husband. Karen Reed is a murderer.
You support your husband? And you heard it there. His wife fully supports him and called Karen Reed a murderer. Testimony in the case showed Proctor was familiar with witnesses in this case. We reached out to state police about Proctor's current status with the department. They told us he's still employed and had no further comment.
So he's still employed, but he has been greatly restricted. Okay. Let's see. I'm missing. Florida Emergency Services have unions, mate. Oh, I got a bunch of private chats. Sorry. Oh, you're fine. I heard it, but thanks for showing us. I love the report's response to Mr. Proctor. Yeah. And I find it very interesting that they had their little trial holdout parties, verdict locations, and that you have people flicking people off in the windows and acting so disrespectfully. If you are part of a PD and you are part of a case and you're sitting here and the news media is around you, the last thing you should be doing is grabbing your groins, flicking people off, and doing all this crazy stuff. You guys are disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, on either side. I don't agree with it on either side. People were after the non-verdict happened. People on Twitter were dragging John O'Keefe really bad because of what he said to Karen on his way out of court. And, I said, and I took a lot of heat for it, and I don't care. I still stand by what I said. People need to give him and the family some grace. He lost a brother. What he said was not right. He shouldn't have said it. It was uncalled for. However, we do have to remember he had a brother that he lost.
And a sister.
Well, but at this particular moment, I'm
Right.
referring to this. The parents lost their son. They're angry. They're shocked. Don't forget, for 2.5 years, they were fed a line of BS from the Commonwealth. And I really think that they believed what they were told. They ignored the evidence that was shown in court. And I think that the disappointment of her, the disappointment of the jury not being able to come to especially a guilty verdict hit them hard. So I'm not going to drag him for that, but I still stand by. He shouldn't have done it. It was not the place or the time, but a life was lost no matter what side you're on.
Well, yes, and they have lived literally 2 years without really being able to grieve. I mean, yeah, they had the funeral and all of that, but the problem is you're sitting in that courtroom and you've been spoon-fed from Proctor and all these people whom you would think that you trust because your son was PD, you want to trust PD, you want to believe them, and then you get in court and you start seeing some reasonable doubt. Whether you want to accept it or not, you start seeing it. And then you start second guessing yourself, and it's just a ball of emotions. And there's anger that just boils up, and it is just, you cannot judge the O'Keefes. And a lot of people are because they had the Allens and the McCabe sitting with them and things like that. You know what, guys? Unless you're in their shoes, I would not dare to judge those people at all. Now, the woman that we just saw saying, I support my husband and she knows what he's done, who knows? She may have witnessed it, some of his behavior. But we've got a situation in Texas where a guy was given guilty verdict for ending life of a protester. The government immediately pardoned him. See, now you were talking about the Uvalde case. I was a chaplain down there, so I cannot comment. I can just say it was one of the most horrific things I've had to do.
Yeah.
I was there.
I would not want to be, no.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not. Let's say, oh no, what are you saying? Jews need to read accent report that Kevin bailed him out and paid for his lawyer fees.
Yeah.
We saw the pictures and all that.
Karen paid, bailed him out, and she paid his attorney fees for that DUI.
Why? Down.
Because that was her boyfriend's brother.
Oh, okay. Well, it's.
If I had her money and I was in her position, I would have done it too. I would have.
Yeah. Well, this case is, it's heartbreaking, and I'm not surprised. It says, I feel bad for the families, but I do not let us forget that JO was 3 times the legal limit.
That's true.
Consenting to Karen's driving, and a lot of bad choices were made regardless.
That NR is spot on. Spot on.
You are. All of them were drinking, and that's one thing that I keep saying. You can't judge one without judging them all, and that's what they've done. And once again, we don't know how many of those drinks that she paid for, that did she actually drink herself, or did John drink them, or did they share them?
CG in Texas, Nick, that was in the courtroom, did come out publicly and say he heard it himself, that he did.
We're not done with you yet, to Karen, as she was as she was about.
She was hugging her family and they were leaving. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Paul is full of anger, and that man's going to explode, and it ain't going to be pretty. Sensei?
I still don't know why he didn't sit next to his mama. I just find that really odd. And why was Mr. O'Keefe absent so much? Again, I find it odd.
Well, number one, I've heard 2 things. He's had some health issues. But number 2, he's on Karen's side, not the other side. But most of it's sickness. That's what I've been told. I have no idea. Did I lose you, Jules?
No, I'm here. My dog is being a pain in my behind.
So is mine. So I'm calling my son to come get her.
I don't have anybody to call to come get
Hey,
her.
Matt, can you?
trying to reach is not available.
Well, I can fix that puppy. My thing, one of the if he doesn't answer one phone, he'll answer the other. The one thing that concerns me about this whole thing about Proctor is, yeah, I need you to get Sensei and take her out. I'm live.
My cousin's answering me. I could see the little dots moving.
Huh?
I said, my cousin's answering me. I could see the little dots
Oh,
moving.
good, good.
Frankie, stop.
You know, go Sensei. Go. She's trying to go out. We had an unexpected event pop up, so we're live real quick. Hi, hello, love. Hi, Teresa. Sensei potty. Go. Does she not want to go? No. Sensei free. Okay, you're staying here. I don't disagree with her. Sorry. Hi, hello. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining. So what did he say?
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The pension board has the right to strip him of his pension. And even after you retire, you can still be charged criminally. So
Well, good.
if they think that Proctor committed misconduct, they could actually charge him. Right there.
Oh, that is. Can you send me that
so
so I can state it tomorrow?
Sure, but
Can you copy and paste it? Don't worry about his name.
Yeah, I don't want my because he's an active police officer.
No. Copy. Do you know how to copy and paste it?
I will try.
That's the thing. She was useful to them until she wasn't. That is a very good point. You got it, Miss Kevin? You, Jules, with the sweet tea. You got it. That is true.
I texted it to you.
Okay. Don't worry. I will immediately go in. There you go. That works.
Thank you, cousin.
Tell him I said thank you too. Iceman.
He's going to say, "Who the hell is Ada?"
They testified that when he passed, she basically said she wouldn't see them again. And I think they turned on her after that. Well, and she went and got some possessions out of the house immediately. Dude, if I had a boyfriend that passed and I had jewelry that was real or anything of value, and there's a bunch of family in the house, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to remove it immediately. Because you don't, and everybody and their brother knows he's deceased. I mean, I tell people all the time when they have a fire or somebody deceases in a home and they're found unattended, I say, guys, you need to remove everything from the home that is of value immediately and lock the home, because there are people who prey on those situations and will steal your possessions and their possessions. I have no problem with what she did. But the fact that she stayed when they told the son and was there to support, that doesn't tell me she's a bad lady. And that doesn't tell me that she is the one that harmed him. Jules, I love that even better. Basically, it's stating that if an officer, you have to be of the utmost integrity. Yep, and follow the law in and out of the uniform. Thank your cousin for the 411. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I posted.
I explained to him why I asked, because he's like, why did you even want to know this? I said, it's about a trial. And he sent me one of those eye rolly things. Like, oh, she's still at that.
Hey, Miss Kevin, can you find it? Iceman 2 said he posted something, scroll up, or who was it? No, Ronnie did. Ronnie did. And it was John's mom who asked for that bail condition, no contact with the family. Well, it may be. It may be. But guys, being in the that's Jack Russell. I don't care what you tell me. I used to groom dogs for buku years. I had a deaf blind Jack Russell. That is a Jack Russell.
When we were live today and I closed the door and put him out there, he got into my backpack and the little monster, he eats paper, toilet paper, paper towels. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm going to end up in a freaking emergency room with him someday. But
Biodegradable, you're fine.
He ate like 8 of my throat lozenges and then he puked everything up it was like, I have a bag of clothes that I got too heavy for. And it's like, yeah, I'm just not going to lose the weight to get back into them. So I have them in a bag by the door to take to Goodwill. They were all over the house. He took
Darling, do you have something called a crate?
Yes. And he goes, yes, I do. When I'm mad, he goes in there all on his own. Well,
see, my girl, and I believe this, they need to learn to go in the crate for timeout, not anger at them, but just give them time and give them something specific to chew on when they're in the crate. So you teach them the only place you can chew is in the crate.
That is the only place he gets his snacks at. See, he's making me do this.
Right, because if you put that in the crate and him in the crate and he learns that I can destroy what's in this crate and get snacks, he's going to go in that crate and enjoy it. Okay, let's read this. On my honor, I will never betray my integrity, my character, or the public trust. Will treat all individuals with dignity and respect and ensure that my actions are dedicated to ensuring the safety of my community and preservation of human life. Will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. Amen. Michael Proctor, you need to reread that. I think you're right, Iceman. Ronnie, thank you so much. I believe the O'Keefe family have been totally brainwashed by the Commonwealth. I give them a little break, but damn, if I could, I'd get one person to roll on the rest. When she left the hospital, John's mom had to go at her and blame her for leaving him.
Yes, and the weird thing about it is that the husband said to her, "Stop. Don't blame her." And John blew her a kiss in the hospital. And now she's
That's creepy.
And no, I didn't find it creepy. I found it
I find it creepy now.
Well, now she's public enemy number 1 to the O'Keefe family. You know what I'm saying? The dad and the brother, Frankie drew blood. But I don't know.
It's mind-boggling. It is absolutely mind-boggling, and it is very sad, and I feel bad for the families in a lot of ways. But at the same time, the family needs to be responsible for their own actions as well. And that means that they need to hold themselves in a position of reproach. And I understand some things will be said and done in tears and grief. I get that. But there's some things that are being done and said right now that are just absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Why do we have that many chats? Or is it, boy, my chat just started rolling. But Well, now it stopped. But I will tell you, I will say this, I just looked it up, and right now we have 24 watching live, and I know to a lot of people that's not a lot. But on X, I usually have 150, 250 watching. But I don't. I only have 9. So it's flipped tonight. John's dad defended her that day, but that's why she took her stuff, and she knew she wasn't wanted.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree with Jacqueline. I think Jacqueline's spot on.
Yeah. I think the trip to Aruba put some nails in some coffins. And then I think her response did too.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
Honestly, I don't.
that they're looking. Speculation is if they are gonna retry her, it's gonna be in the fall. They want it done before the end of the year.
Well, I thought that they would want to do it a whole lot faster. Emily D. Baker said it's going to be a.
Well, look, they don't even have the status hearing until the 22nd of this month. The fall is right around the corner. Think about it.
Yeah, but I think, when is the election months?
November. Oh, you mean the primaries? July.
Well, I mean, in general, I think that there's a lot of elections happening this year. So I think that they're going to want to get this done before all that happens. Okay, let's see, Ronnie. After listening to testimony, I don't think that the group never liked Karen. I think the other women were jealous and very well could have been. I don't disagree. She was an outsider to her mom, decided she was responsible for her good old boy cop son's death. Mm-hmm.
NR's not wrong either. So far all the comments have been what I've been thinking.
Okay, Cindy and Britta, and some of you who have just hopped on, for those of you who may not know exactly why we're here, I'm going to read this one more time. This is a statement that was placed by Colonel Mon, who is, I guess, a head of the District Attorney State Police Department. I don't know. Following the mistrial of the Commonwealth, Karen versus Karen Reed, the Massachusetts State Police would like to offer our condolences again to the family of the Boston police officer, John O'Keefe. We cannot imagine the way in which this result has heightened the O'Keefe's family's immeasurable grief, heartache, and sense of loss. John lived a life of honorable service both to the city of Boston and to the children entrusted to his care. After the unexpected death of his sister and brother-in-law, we will remember him. Upon learning today's result, the department took immediate action to relieve Trooper Michael Proctor of duty and formally transferring him out of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office State Police Department Police Detective Unit. This follows our previous decision to open an internal affairs investigation after information about serious misconduct emerged in the testimony at this trial. This investigation is ongoing. Our focus remains on delivering the highest level of police service with professionalism and integrity. Colonel Mon. Y'all. Huh? You're muted.
They ain't playing.
No. And I'm honestly, I'm agreeing with how they're handling this. Dogs doesn't bother me, Jewel. It's fine.
Yeah, but it might bother people in your path.
Okay. But the thing, we're an electric group all over the universe. Well, he was under oath and he had to admit some things. And as I explained earlier, and some people were upset, why didn't they do this sooner? To have information that says he did something and then to have him get on a witness stand and admit to doing something are two very different things. Thus, waiting until this happened. Pooches are welcome, Ronnie said. Rehoming Proctor. Oh, I like that. Rehoming Proctor. Like the dog he is. Oops, I won't insult the four-legged community. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sensei. But I think that waiting until the jury is reached where it was going to go was a good decision. Oh, thank you. Please do, guys. I am so needing. I can either get to 500. Well, I really need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. Jules, they want to know what's your doggy's name. I'm actually entertained by you picking up his toy and he or she waiting by the door to get it.
Frankie.
Frankie?
Frankie. Yeah.
Okay, how'd you come up with it?
Well, I had two brothers. They were brothers. And I had two. I ended up letting my son take the other one because two puppies. They were 2 months old when I got them, and I was trying to find names. And I wanted to do because the other one was a lot smaller than him, and I wanted to do little bits for the smaller one and call him Pieces. So bits and pieces. So I wanted to. And then somebody said, "What about Frankenbeans?" And I was like, well, that's so freaking corny, but okay. So we had Frankie and Beanie, Frankenbeans. My son has the other one because I couldn't do two as much as I would have liked to. I would have done two. But he's like, and the other one is Calm, and I should have kept the other one and let my son deal with this one.
Well, it is 2 years old.
He'll be 2 on July 13th.
Believe it or not, that's considered a pup still. So
I just want the excitement P to stop. If somebody comes over right away, he's like, and if they go to pet him, he gets into that submissive stance and he pees. He doesn't
talk to your vet.
He doesn't do it for me, but he does it if anybody comes in the house.
They're talking about there being I hate the qualified immunity. They still won't fire him. They will not fire Proctor due to qualified immunity.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's news to me. You want to explain that, my dear?
That I don't know.
No, I think I'm asking Cindy RN. Will you explain that, my dear? So, but the whole thing is that he is now out of that area. He is right now in a position where he and his wife risk losing their home and everything they have. If he is found guilty of the charges and he loses his pension and all of that, unless she makes a darn good income. And so she is going to be defensive. I defended my husband until I knew he was guilty. I was a stay-at-home mom taking care of a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old and him and the house. And he was running a professional business and gone all the time. And I was doing everything. And it was one of those things that if I lost him, which I did, if I lost him, I lost everything. And I did. People don't understand how devastating that is and how scary that is. So we cannot judge her too harshly. She's fighting for her life, her way of life, her children's way of life. My children's college fund, gone. Everything that we had set up for my children was gone. So it's so easy to sit here and judge. He has to be convicted of a constitutional violation or crime. Otherwise, he will be allowed to just retire and collect his pension. Got it. You'd love any help you can get for Frankie. A dog trainer. Talk to your vet.
Oh no, I've already been down that road.
Which one?
A dog trainer that can't help me with excitement pee. And
No, but there may be a medication. You need to have them checked out because sometimes there's something that they can do for that. Next time you go to the vet, just say, "Hey, can we do anything?" But there's this little, yeah. Anyway, I'll get together with you privately about it. I have a friend that makes monkey butt diapers for monkeys for my capuchin, and she can't get it off.
you don't know my dog.
Oh, you don't know a monkey. Monkey has 4 hands and a tail and a mouth full of teeth. That monkey, at just a few months old, was picking a padlock on her cage by putting her little itty bitty finger up inside of it and toggling it and popping it open. Then we went to a number combination. And then she learned to memorize the numbers on the backside of the lock that she could see. And she'd fidget until those combinations were in line and then pop the lock and get out. Oh, monkeys are.
Yes, Ronnie, he can. Oh, he's also obsessed with. Don't ask me why. It doesn't matter whether I've worn them or they just came straight out
Underwear.
of the washer dryer. He has to chew the crotches off of all my pants, all of them, everything.
Yep.
He's got a thing. Oh well. Ball hit the wall. You ran the other direction for the wrong reason. What? What? What?
Balls at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you know what? Here's the other thing.
He's not tired, but he's exhausting me. And I'm just sitting here tossing a stupid ball. He's running back and forth.
What happens if you ignore him?
He'll start barking. Like, don't freaking ignore me.
Read your Fifth Circuit case, Ada, on qualified immunity. I shall do that. I'm sure I'm going to learn all this when I start school in August. I am terrified to do that again, but I get a free education. I'm not letting that slide by. I think like a dog. Getting checked, then I can give you a sample. Quick result submission therapy training. Get my needs from. So, how much of an impact will this have actually on the case?
Zero. I don't think it's going to impact the case. Well,
I think if he goes through his process before this case goes to trial, I think it can have a big impact on the case. Because if he's being found guilty of improper handling of evidence and all meddling or whatever, then whatever that evidence is and whatever was connected to him in this case can definitely be thrown out. Then where does that leave the case? What's your thoughts on that, Jules?
Well, I'm going to reserve my thoughts on that until I hear more jurors come out.
Well, have any of the jurors come out?
An alternate did.
I did hear that.
Yeah, she said, she sat the entire time through the trial and then have to sit for this past week in a room with the other alternate, in a quiet room while everybody else was deliberating. She was, upset, and she said that the Commonwealth, in her opinion, did not prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And had she been chosen to actually deliberate, she would have gone not guilty, and she would not have budged off of that.
Exactly. Cindy RN, it will have as far as retrying. I think the state AG will advise against retrying. No, the state AG is the one that's bringing it back.
That's
They're the
wrong.
ones that they had the letter prepared. They had this the moment that the first possible hung jury were stuck, came across the judge's mouth, what, day and a half ago, 2 days
Yeah.
ago. They already had the statement prepared. The state AG is saying we will retry this case. Marcy's already said retry. I guess he could retry too if state AG says no retry.
Frankie, you made me lose my train of thought, you little brat. I was going to say something. Now I don't remember what it was. God gummit. Now I forgot what I was going to say, and it was important.
Well, Ronnie says, I really hope that there is as much against the DA that he has no choice but not retry. I think just
no. Thank you, Ronnie, for reminding me what I was going to say. Who thinks Lolly is going to do the retrial? Or do
I
you
think he
they're
has
gonna bring
to.
somebody else?
I think he has to. I think that nobody else could do this retry. And that's one thing. Then that's kind of what I said. And then EDB said that he would have to do the retry. The fact that if they were to try to put somebody in that place to do the retry would not be fair or adequate because the case is so deep, so involved, and so depth
I
that
don't
nobody
think
can
I
just
could go
walk into
another.
his shoes.
Oh my God, Ada, could you go another 5 freaking weeks hearing his voice?
I don't think they would go that long. I think that they would really cut this thing short. I think that is part of what caused this hung jury because I think a lot of the information and a lot of what's happened is because this this trial was way too long and got way too far in the weeds and way too much about how many people testified about the freaking weather.
We don't
So
get rid of the girls from Aruba. We don't need them.
no.
We don't need every Albert and every McCabe. Okay.
Yes,
Narrow
Cindy.
it down, pick out one or two of who you think was your strongest witness, and get rid of everybody else. They don't have a choice but to have Proctor on there. They don't need every single freaking police officer. They might want to think about, they might want to rethink calling the tow truck driver because he's the one who said the taillight just had a crack in it with a little piece missing, which
Done.
What was Lolly thinking? He had to know what this guy was going to say. Why would you call him? He was a defense witness, not a prosecution witness.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that I think he retired first. Lolly is tired and infectious. I cannot handle him again, but I guess what's good about having hearing aids is I can turn them off and just read the words. Yes, we did hear about Turtleboy. We did deal with that, Cindy, early on in the post. I do think that Lally is a bad human being for doing this, knowing he did not have a case. Did anyone catch how he kept moving the goalposts in the timeline? Okay. First of all, he didn't have a choice. It was ordered because Marcy couldn't do it. He was ordered to do this trial.
And don't forget, Morrissey is under investigation as well.
Right. That's why he couldn't do it. But changing of the venue, I think going to a big town would help. But the jury pool is going to be the same jury pool I've been hearing, and it will be the same judge. And Officer Barrow said the tail light was cracked and not broken. You're right.
What?
Officer Barrow said the tail light was cracked and not broken. Yeah, there were multiple.
Yeah.
Argentina, Siberia, the moon, the world knows of this case.
I think Yannetti and Jackson at the status hearing is going to give their reasons why that this trial, a retrial, should not go forward. I don't think that Lolly's argument is going to be very strong on why it should, but knowing Judge Bev the way we've gotten to know her, she's going to push it forward as well. I do believe that she will push it forward.
I do too, and the bad thing is that Bev is supposed. This was supposed to be her last case, and she was supposed to go as far as criminal and go to the civil side. And I think that if I was the boss of her, I would say, okay, move along. You did the case. Now I'm going to put somebody else in, but I don't know if they can do that.
And you sucked at it too, Bev. You sucked at it because you couldn't hide your bias. She did not do a good job at hiding how she really felt.
No, she did not. And the woman who's been playing her on TikTok, guess what? How much you want to bet they hire her for the documentary when they make the movie? That woman is freaking brilliant at her.
Ada, I gotta
I mean,
tell you something. You're gonna really say, okay, there is definitely something mentally wrong with Jules. The very first time,
we already know that.
yeah, right? The very first time I saw it, I was like, is that her? Like, I thought it was her. I thought it was her.
I too, when I first saw it, I thought it was her in her living room doing like a Halloween skit type thing. And then I saw there was 2 freckles, and Bev doesn't have freckles on her face. And then I started researching. No, a lot of people thought it was her. But oh my God, that was I love her. Don't the officers say the taillight broke into pieces while they were taking out the housing? Okay,
I
no.
don't remember.
Okay, the tail light housing broke in the back. It cracked across the back when they were pulling it out, which I don't understand why they couldn't figure out. You just unscrew 2 to 4 little screws, you pull it straight out, and you unplug the light. I replace my light bulbs all the dang time. I replaced my friends' light bulbs in their cars. So I don't understand why somebody did not know how to take that light thing out without damaging it. But the red and white clear plastic,
Okay.
that was not what was damaged.
Okay, what about this? They broke it on purpose so those pieces could be planted.
Well, that's the whole gist of this. I think that was purposefully broken. And we knew when Proctor was over there in the corner and that other guy for quite a bit of time in the Sally Port. Or they could have easily, they knew it was at her mom and dad's house. How do we know they didn't go up there and have somebody break out that tail light before the other cop showed up? I mean, there's so many theories. There's so many theories. But to do what? The tail light doesn't do it for me. There's no motive.
I got a statement from Alan Jackson. Are you ready? One of my Twitter contacts from Boston who knows Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, he posted this breaking like 1 minute ago. I just spoke to Karen Reed's defense attorney, Alan Jackson, who provided this statement about Trooper Michael Proctor. Regarding Trooper Michael Proctor being relieved of duty, conduct has consequences. DA Morrissey backed the misogynist, corrupt cop, and 2 hours after he announced he will pursue a second trial against an innocent woman, Karen Reed, the Massachusetts State Police announced that Michael Proctor, the lead investigator for the Commonwealth, has been relieved of duty because of serious misconduct that emerged in testimony at the trial. We look forward to another opportunity to reveal the truth about this unjust prosecution. Good luck. For Alan Jackson.
I got to do it, y'all. And if it's too loud, I don't care.
What are you doing?
Could y'all not hear the applause?
No.
Really?
I
Oh, I'm
didn't.
heartbroken.
Oh,
Y'all
wait,
didn't
they're
hear the.
saying in the chat. The chat heard you. I just didn't hear it.
How about this one?
It was breaking up.
Yeah, I know. This roadcaster's glitching. I got to get a. I got to.
I'm from Texas. I've been
Popcorn.
screaming this for 10 minutes.
Okay, Carolyn says no. It wasn't broke when it was on the tow truck. No, I know that. I'm just saying there's all kind of places and times that it could have been broken. I've been blessed mom from Texas. Welcome. This is your first time here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you subscribe, put hashtag sub in my comments, and I'll be giving away this week another Starbucks tumbler. I'm sorry, I'm an addict. Marcy is the DA. Lolly's boss. Lolly is ADA. Mass State Attorney General can shut the retry down. Wow. Welcome, blessed mom from Texas. I'm from Texas. Are you north, east, west, central? Whereabouts are you from? Thank you. Thank you guys for subbing. I greatly appreciate you. Keep it up. Keep it up because I will add this automatically adds you into the drawing and it will be done on Friday night. Friday night fun night. I need to come up with a better name. I don't know. Friday night frenzy, I think is taken.
No, you can't do that. That's Rob.
I know, and I love it.
And
I can't. And have I been on? Well, I could take Friday night fuckery night, but that would be Emily D. Baker.
yeah, but she doesn't do that on Fridays, and she uses fuckery just because every time she gets pissed about something. So I like Friday night fuckery, but I don't know how YouTube would go for that.
I don't want that in the title because it may chase away people.
Yeah, but I like
blessed
it.
mama from Texas. I'm just north of San Antonio in a little bitty hill country town called Kerrville. Yeah, I know. I got to quit talking like that. I tell people I was born in Bristol, Tennessee, and I was adopted by a Texas family. So I am a Tennessee Mountain Hillbilly, Texas redneck.
Dang, girl.
My accent was so bad by the time I was 5 years old because I was adopted at 4. And my accent with Tennessee was harsh, and my parents had that East Southern Texas drawl. And my accent was so bad, I was in speech therapy for a year. It's so great. I like her, can't stop my face from talking. Yes, you are. I don't know where you are, but yes, I travel to Austin area all the time.
Well, I'm not from Florida, right? No.
Yeah, I know. You're from
Where am I from?
north. Huh?
Yeah, up north. That's true.
Brooklyn?
Everybody thinks
Bronx?
I'm from no, Jersey. I'm just
Jersey.
right on the other side of the 2 bridges from Brooklyn. 2 bridges.
I don't know much about that area. I've only flown in and flown out.
I miss home. I
bet.
live 20 minutes outside the city. So that's where I hung, was in the city. Frankie, stop.
Well, I always wanted to go up into that area. Yeah, they're saying you're Jersey girl.
I'm a Jersey girl. You could take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take Jersey out of the girl.
Oh, that's what they say about us Texas. You can take the woman out of Texas, but you can't take the Texan out of the woman. Leander, I know where Leander is.
Iceman thought I was going to say Canarsie. No,
What?
never Canarsie. No, no. He's from
Oh,
Iceman's
from the
from
Golden State. I had an accident on the Golden Gate Bridge and we almost went over it. Half the car was hanging back in the 78.
We are the Garden State. Who wrote that? Who wrote We Are the Garden? So we are the Garden State. I don't know why people make. How do you even say that?
Say what?
Lola's mom. Yes, I was.
The Garden State. Yep.
Yeah.
That reminded me, huh?
Well, I see people make fun of Jersey because it's called the Garden State. And if you know anything about Jersey, if you drive through Secaucus, oh my goodness gracious, the smell is horrendous. It smells like both Lola's mom, both Taylor ham and or pork roll, depending on where you got it from. But it had to be on a roll, a toasted Kaiser roll with cheese. Yeah. And an egg. Got to have that egg on there too. Anyway, it smells really, really bad. And so people they make fun of it because it's called the Garden State. But when you drive through Elizabeth and Secaucus, it smells really horrendous.
Well, in East Texas, between just on the border of Texas and Louisiana, there's a little town called Beaumont, and it is oil. That a lot of the Gulf Coast oil, and then they have the sawmills. So you've got the rancid taste of the raw oil coming in off the truckers, and they have all the refineries. And then you've got the logging industry, and you mix that, and it's like gas mask as you're going through.
Yeah. Well, Elizabeth and Secaucus is really, really bad, but it's only just in that section. We have a lot of beautiful places in New Jersey.
Someone says with salt and pepper and ketchup.
That's right. And the yolk's got to be. It's got to like when you bite into the sandwich, the yolk is got to.
It oozes.
It's got to squirt. Otherwise, forget it.
Well, bless him, Mom. If all those in Texas hang out long enough, I think towards the end of summer, early fall, I'd love to do a meet and greet here in Texas, somewhere kind of towards central to you guys, which will be east of me. Okay, Jules, that's why we folks from Bookin always make fun of Jersey and call it the stinky state.
It's true, though. But Brooklyn,
That's
I
so
got to tell you,
rude.
they do say that. Oh, they do. People say it all the time. I got made fun of all the time. And of course, the other running joke, and Iceman will agree, will definitely agree. What exit you at? That's the big thing. If you live in Jersey, they always say, what exit you at? Yeah. I'll tell you what, Brooklyn's got some good food. And Coney Island at the I can't remember, Iceman. Yep, 14A. Yes, sir. I normally don't say what exit I'm at, but yeah, I just did. I'd like to know how Iceman knew that, though. How did you know I was at 14A? Because Frankie. What do you call it? I like going down to have you ever
Don't even know what 14A is.
It's an exit number. The exit on the turnpike. Where everybody in Jersey lives off of an exit of the turnpike. And so that's why if you say I'm from Jersey, oh yeah, what exit? So yeah. Have you ever heard of Junior's? I know Iceman's going to jump right in here when I say this. Junior's cheesecake.
I've heard of them, but I don't.
Flatbush Avenue. Iceman knows this. Is Junior's, the original Junior's. And whenever I go home, my youngest son and I always, yeah, dude. We always go into the city, and I hit all the boroughs. I go to the Bronx. I have to go to Arthur Avenue because Mike's Deli is like the best. And I've got to go Brooklyn, Flatbush Avenue for my cheesecake. And I go to Canal Street, well, actually Mott Street for my Chinese food. Yeah, I spend like 2 days in the city just romping all over the place. And my son is my Uber driver. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think we need to.
I
I think we need.
to have Northerners in here.
Well, I think we need to rent a house on the beach, but I got to tell you, our beaches are nowhere near as nice as Florida or
Yeah, but we
other
have a lot of
places.
sharks. I don't go in the water anymore.
I don't go in the water.
I don't
No.
go in because we have what is it called now?
E. coli.
Red tide.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
no,
and
no.
it's like, yeah, I no. I don't even go.
Well, I thought if I ever got to 100,000 subscribers, I would want to do a short cruise.
a party cruise. Yeah, party cruise.
100,000 subscribers. I get that silver plaque. It's going to be a cruise, y'all.
Listen, the 24 of you that are in here right now, you know how you could really help Ada grow her channel?
How?
Get all of your family members, whether they watch YouTube or not, get them to sub. I'm being serious. Just get, and and don't y'all lie out there. I know some of you have multiple accounts. Sub with all your damn accounts, okay? Just listen. I'm serious. And all your social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, who cares? Share every time she goes live, share her shit out. So your people that follow you can start to follow her. If you all do this, we could get her to 1,000. We can. It's teamwork.
I really appreciate you. And this is your site. We all just, like I told my mods, we were talking about the next actual trials and stuff. And I'm open for suggestions. Now, I can't do everything because they don't always line up. But I mean, I'm sitting here with this Karen Reed trial. I'm up at 6:30. I'm behind the camera by 7:15. We start at 8:00. I was on till 4:00, and then I turn around and get back on at 5, 6:00, and I'm on till 9:00. I am working for y'all.
But the upside is you're getting your watch hours in. So you might get your watch hours in long before you have your actual subs.
Well, I wish somebody needs to tell him. Well, RA has been on a couple of my Friday night things, and I have been on a couple of his. But when we look at my statistics, my watch hours, I need what was it, 4,000, and I'm almost at 2, but I need 1,000 subscribers, and we are currently sitting at. We gained 6 subscribers today, 436.
All right, you're almost halfway there. Just
almost halfway there.
Get Scott to do a raid for you.
I don't know what that is. Explain to me what a raid is.
when he's done streaming, he tells everybody, he'll post your link as long as you're live. He'll post your link and say, okay, everybody click on this, go over to Ada's stream and check her out.
Now he for some reason I had to be able to accept.
Yes, you have to.
And we did click it, but he's not done that yet. A lot of people have found me through RA.
That's how I found you. I never knew who you were.
I knew who you were,
but I didn't know who you were until that day I was on RA's thing, and I was like, oh, okay. He posted your link, and you were like, I need subs. I was like, yeah, I'll go click and sub. And then you said anytime. I was like, okay. You're gonna be sorry.
No, I'm not.
You will be.
Like I said, I'm very loyal to people, so I take care of my peeps and I listen to you, and I really want you guys to feel heard, and I've got to figure out how. Like right now, I'm clicking on all your comments. And people like to see their comments on the screen, and I really want that. So I'm going to try and set my stuff to where it is as affordable as possible for everybody, including my memberships. I have a lot of people in the disability community that can't afford more than $1 a month. So we're going to make this.
Yeah, that's good. That once you start your memberships, if you keep them low like that, Kurt, is it Kurt? I think Kurt's only 99 cents, or was it? Or it might be Kim. It's Kim. I can't remember, but I've seen a couple where they're only 99 cents because of the affordability. This dog.
Hollis, Mom, if anybody here knows RA, please recommend it, because honestly, I don't want to harass the man.
I'm not. It's going on.
Not tonight. No.
I will. I'll reach out. And no, you're not monetized yet, so nobody could super chat you. However, in your description, you could put your Cash App, your PayPal, Venmo, whatever it is that you can put them there. And yeah, okay, thank you, blessed Mama. I knew, and I think it's Kim is at 99 cents as well. But you could put your Cash App and pay in your description. So if anybody wants to buy you a cup of coffee, they can just do it directly to your Cash App, PayPal. I don't know what you use, but they can do that without YouTube taking their 35%.
But the problem is how do I know that they've made a comment so I can pop them up? I want to reward them for making that.
Are you talking for super chats?
Well, somebody sends me money. I want to be able to thank them live on.
You'll get a notification on your phone.
Oh, I don't. Once again, honey, I don't know about some things, and that's when I don't. Okay, but I do have.
Like I used to co-host for Nerd Report a lot, and Nerd Report Daily, and various other channels, and so they always had my Cash App up there. Lewis would always make sure it was up there. My phone, so somebody would do it, and I would get a notification on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And I was able, while I was on air, say, oh, thank you. I received it. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. So you should. I mean, it's your channel.
Well, see, I have Cash App, Venmo. I have
put the link
Zelly
in your bio. Put the link.
I will tomorrow.
In your bio. And, and if anybody just wants to buy you a Starbucks or a donut or, whatever, they can do that until your channel gets monetized.
I can always set up the pupper fund. Come here, baby girl. Come around.
Oh, wait a minute. CG in Texas? Are you the one that did the pineapple pizza to me, knowing that I don't like pineapple on my pizza? Fess up right now if that's if that was you.
Oh, you sent her the pizza?
I don't like pine. Never mind. I'm not even going to go down that road. That's right, Iceman. You're right. Told you. See?
Okay, she goes, no, that wasn't me. LOL, I like you.
Oh, but you know about it though, don't you? You know, she must have been watching Nerd Report or Nerd Report Daily. Because there is no way for her to say I sent you a pizza, because only people that knew, because I did that for 2 years on Nerd Report's channel. I would co-host with him. And it was only there about the pizza.
Okay, so tonight I will go in and link to a current account on which is better, Zelly or Cash App or Via or
whatever you're comfortable with.
Which takes the least.
Put them all, because maybe some people have PayPal and don't have Cash App, and
got it.
So just
put them all.
I just put a nice little thing. If you're ever so inclined that you would like to, if you like my content, or you want to buy me a cup of coffee so I stay awake while I'm streaming, just write up. You know what to do. I don't have to tell you. And
and I might even put up what's called the puppy fund, the puppy treat fund, or actually called the puppy cup fund, because this girl loves her puppy cups. We go by a Starbucks and she's just nonchalantly in the car, and she'll turn her head and she'll go. As soon as she sees she knows what's there.
He doesn't know about that, but he knows about the bank and CVS, because whenever he goes with me, he knows that he's going to get a treat from them.
Oh, and when we go, we have a drive-through barn where you drive up and they can give you, it's like a drive-through gas station thing. And they always have a bone for her, so she's always pretty. So anyway, okay, guys, it is 9:45, 10:45 your time, Jules.
Yeah,
I am going to say so long, farewell. I hate to say goodbye, but we must. And I'm going to be on at 9:00 in the morning. Jules, hop on whenever you want. If you want, you're not required, but your presence will always be welcome.
Oh, CG.
I'm going to start with chunky hit. Well, see, this is what everybody gives me. I can call it my Tumblr fund. I have so many of these.
I like the puppy cup fun, though.
I can have one puppy cup from one bank account, like for Venmo, and coffee for me on the other.
Whatever you want, honey. It's your channel.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Let me explain. There's new people here and don't understand. I am fully deaf without my hearing aids. I grew up hearing. I got sick and different medicines, and I became deaf over the last 15, 20 years. So now without my hearing aids, I am fully deaf. And one thing that's going to happen with my YouTube is that I am going to start with the next trial. Is at the end of day, when the trial is finished, I'm going to come back. I'm going to interpret what I say in sign language, and I'm going to share it on a private site for the deaf community. That way they can comment and not feel criticized or have any problems from the social media. Oh, that is 100% Jack Russell.
He's a brat. You be a brat?
Hey, Braxton wants to know, will they retry? Yes, they're going to retry, but I don't know if you... Hey, Braxton, did you hear that Proctor is being moved out of his position and being basically put on administrative leave with desk duties? Basically.
I don't even think it's that. to be honest with you, I think he's staying home collecting a check.
He may be. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be having another YouTube channel for deaf and hard of hearing community only, but I will be interpreting everything we're doing here. And if it's something like Jules and I have a friend that's going to interpret Jules, and I will sign for myself. You
Yeah.
do?
Mhm.
Really? Who's deaf in your family? Who's deaf?
No.
What the heck is that? A Vedic screen, huh? Oh, not sure what that is. That's interesting. Or vertical. I have a vertical screen. I think he's going to fight that with the union or else he will lose his pension. This investigation is really bad. Hi, Chinese. We are getting ready to close. You'll have to go back and watch it again. But for all the people who are joining us right now, I started this live tonight because Proctor is in trouble. Trouble, as my grandma used to say to me. Trouble, here comes trouble. I'll read it one last time. We have too many new people on. If you have not heard, the following is following the mistrial, the Commonwealth of Karen Reed, the Massachusetts State Police would like to thank our officer. Would like to offer our condolences again to the family of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. We cannot imagine the way in which this result has heightened the O'Keefe family's immeasurable grief, heartache, and sense of loss. John lived a life of honorable service both to the city of Boston and to the children entrusted into his care. After the unexpected death of his sister and brother-in-law, we will remember him. Upon learning today's result, the department took immediate action to relieve Trooper Michael Proctor of duty and formally transferring him out of Norfolk County District Attorney Office State Police Detective Unit. This follows our previous decision to open an internal affairs investigation after information about serious misconduct emerged in testimony at the trial. This investigation is ongoing. Our focus remains on delivering the highest level of police service and professionalism and integrity. Colonel Mon. That's tough. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Some people, Braxton says he thinks the odds of them retrying is going down.
If the judge, which I'm really shocked that she did not ask either side, did they want the jury polled? That was a misstep right there. When she got them back in the private room, I'm wondering, did she allow each side to be in there to ask the jurors any questions? Because they are allowed to ask, so they have an idea of what was going on here. Like, they can be polled. Yes, they can. She can say, do you want them polled? With Proctor, I think that the odds are going to go down. I don't know. Let's wait and see what I'm going to have a better feel for it after I see the status hearing on the 22nd.
Well, I think we'll all know pretty much by then. I would say, if I had to put it to odds, that we have a 30% chance of them backing down. I always want to give it a chance. Not that it's going to be any good, but I think a 30% chance of them backing down because we never know what else is going on behind scenes in trial and with the attorneys.
But I just don't think that Morrissey is going to back down because in his mind, it's going to make him look weak.
This may not be in his. There is this. Is it the state attorney's office above him? There's always somebody above him that can say, "You're not going to do this."
Like the governor. Like the governor. Frankie, stop. But on that note, I bid you all a good night. It was nice seeing you guys again.
Don't
I hope
be a
you all-
stranger.
You'll be sick of me. Rest
No.
easy tonight, everyone, and mind your words. Be kind. Oh,
Yes. I'll sign off in just a minute, but love, thank you so much for hopping on.
You're
I
very
truly meant it
welcome.
when I say I feel like I've made a new friend.
You have. You absolutely have. You've got a great audience, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. So there you have it. I'll
Text
talk-
me if anybody does choose to pop in, no matter what
Oh, yeah,
day it is,
no, I'll let you know.
because I'd like to have some kind of an image, because so I can come in and do one of these little things and introduce who they are.
Yeah.
So let me know. Like, I have this.
That actually came out really well. I like it. But in any case, I'm going to bid you all good night because this monster has got to go outside and do his thing, and this lady needs her bedtime. I need my bed.
Yeah, my bed's calling. I had a 2-hour nap. I'm wide awake.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get any nap. But anyway, guys, you've been great. Remember, share. Get all your family members. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure they just, like, even if they're not going to be here to watch, just get them to sub. Anyway, good night. I'm out.
All right, bye out.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a love. She is a love. Thank you, Ronnie, for putting that up there. Please get Proctor. Night night, guys. Jules is such a fabulous lady. I mean, I never thought when I was watching the Maya trials that I would ever get to know her. It is absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited. And so thank you again, Ronnie, for putting up that oath. That is awesome. Appreciate it. Once again, guys, I always do this towards the end of my lives. I think it's very important. We need to remember why we're truly here. We are entertaining ourselves, but in the end, a very fine young man lost his life. One moment. And I also want to show this real quick. We had a mod come and visit. Oh my God, it was awesome. I do welcome you guys to come and say hello to me. Let me know if you're ever in my area. I'd love to have you. I wish I would have watched my trial. I would probably watch. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. And from Texas, good night. Remember, y'all, everybody is struggling. Be kind. Say kind and nice things to each other. And when somebody is grouchy with you, just give them a sweet smile. And remember, they all, we all are walking through things and we don't know what someone's going through. So just like with the O'Keefes, we need to give everybody grace and mercy. And sometimes it's hard. Even when we feel justified and not, we are called to love one another. So with that, I will be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we're going to do a recap and we're going to plan for the future. And I'm looking forward to it. With that, good night.